Welcome, guys, to the Miami Heat pregame show. The Miami Heat tonight are facing the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't think you guys have seen my face all season long. I think the main
ever.
No. Apparently, our normal five on the floor is. I have no idea where the normal five on the floor
they are like the Heat shooters this season. They are missing in action.
I think Tim. I think they found out that John Morant wasn't playing, and they were I don't think we're gonna show up today. I think maybe that was one of the things. But guys, let me quickly say our main sponsor here on the pregame show, Mark Brown, right here. As you can see, go to anything you need law, anything law. You can contact them up here. The phone number is on the top right, 954-287-3642. He's been with us for quite some time. On his website here, you can basically see everything that he does all throughout South Florida. And I know he's a huge Heat fan, so I'm sure he's still pulling for the team, as we all are, right? So for them at least to get in the play-in, because or at least forget about the play-in. We don't even want to be in the play-in, but it is what it is, Tim. We can't really change much. But guys, so there's a website right there also. Please make sure you contact them at 954-287-3642 for any of your law firm needs. Again, huge Heat fan. Go and support. We support local businesses here on 5 Reasons Sports. All right, so since this is my first time actually hosting this, I don't know when the last time I hosted this. Maybe during COVID. I have no idea. Tim, so Heat and Grizzlies. He picked up a good win, though, last game against the Jazz. Of course, people would say it was Some people would say thank God, and some others would say
I said thank God.
Okay, so thank God. Again, no John Morant. So in my expectations as this season has begun or is going, we can't lose this game tonight, can we?
If you go back at the numbers, the last 3 years, the Grizzlies with number 7 is actually higher without Ja than with Ja. So I think you've had a better chance of beating the Grizzlies tonight if Ja actually played. But on a small side note, we finally got some resolution to Ja's situation. Woj announced that the NBA found that he did not bring the gun to the club. It was not his gun.
Okay.
They carried in the plane, so he'll just get.
We are breaking news here on 5 Reasons Sports. All right, please continue because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he'll get 8-game suspension with 6 already served. So he will be available as of Monday. So he did this. He checked into Florida. Everyone loves Florida. He checked into the Florida counseling session for the last week and a half. So I'm really happy as a basketball fan because when it comes to the face of the league, him, Tatum, Luka, he's one of the young faces of the league. So that would have been a huge black eye on his career to maybe possibly get a 50-game suspension to bringing a gun on it. So despite of whatever he's been said about him for the last couple of games, he still has the good sense to not carry a gun where it wasn't supposed to go. So I'm happy for him. He'll be back next week.
Okay.
But when it comes to the actual team we're playing, shout out to Brian Fonseca, my partner on the network. A guy that Jimmy really loves, Tyus Jones. So much so that when they played together in Minnesota, Jimmy flew Tyus to watch his younger brother's game in during the March Madness. I for years wanted Tyus Jones to be on this team because he's the perfect backup point guard. And when he gets the minutes when Ja's out, you can see people say, that it's the Patrick Ewing theory when you play better with your style. But I think it's deeper than that with the Grizzlies. It's just that Tyus is a shooter. So the offense always flows better when you could respect the point guard shooting. So they're actually going to run out. It's actually easy to guard this team without Ja because you could just sit back, hope Ja shoots it. But Tyus he's a depth passer. He's a shooter. I'm really looking forward to the Bam versus Triple J thing because you also have how Triple J has his inferior stats. But despite whatever's been happening, Bam has not been playing the best since he went on live TV and say, I am the defensive player of the year, blah, blah, blah. Since he said that, his defense has looked a bit shaky, but he did have the big defensive player in the game. Yeah. And right now, Triple J is in the top 2 between him and Mobley for defensive player of the year. But we know Jack cannot sit on the floor. He gets in foul trouble, so I look for Jimmy to live with the line tonight. Okay. But it's gonna be a good game. Both of these teams like to grind it out. Shout out to the old days of the Grinos Grizzlies. But I'm just interested. This is actually a smaller team because no Adams, no Clark. So other than Triple J, who's basically a tall small forward, this is a small team.
Yeah.
But Jimmy has been looking like J MVP these last 2 weeks. So I look forward to a close game.
He has Tim, but in reality, though, and I think it's been more than half of the games, the team hasn't won.
Right.
And that's the most frustrating part when you have basically your main leader getting up there and doing his thing. And then, unfortunately, whether it's Bam or Tyler or even the bench itself, there's no complete game or no consistency. And that's so very odd to witness from this team, especially when it's coached by Spo. Now, people want to go back to the years that it's been, but it's, you want to see a complete game somewhere, right? And then, guys, if you want to go ahead and make sure you post your comments, I'll put them up as much as I can. This question here from AK Enthusiast, which if you read his comments at the bottom, he doesn't sound that confident tonight. Y'all think Hero can get 15 plus and make 15 plus? I mean, listen, with Tyler Hero, you don't know what you're going to get anymore.
Sad to say. It used to be kind of like consistent, But
yeah,
I
think it's like a boat, right? And it keeps doing this, and you don't know if it's going to survive on the water, if it's going to sink. It's kind of the thing with the whole thing with Hero. So again, as far as what I've watched from the Grizzlies this season, and I think it was quite telling when we played them in Memphis that first time. Yes, they had Ja, and I forget the name of the young player they just lost off an injury, unfortunately, last week. Their team is still like really much skilled and really much benched. So again, I don't think it's going to be a game and where it's going to be easy. I think we've seen also the acquisitions that the team has made hasn't really improved them. So I think, in all honesty, I don't know what to expect anymore. It's like this team will lose 1 to Cleveland and then they'll win 10 to them in the next night. It's just this team is so inconsistent, which is the reason why, not that I haven't been following, I just don't want to go through that pain. I don't want to go through that up and down type of thing. You know what I mean?
It is a very miserable season.
Listen, I think Donald Dan brings it the best. I think with the whole team, you don't know what you're going to get. No, you don't. You really don't know what you're going to get. You have the Miami Dolphins making moves at least for a playoff Super Bowl run, so at least you know what you're going to get there when it comes to that team in the city. But with the Miami Heat, it's like, that's why, in all honesty, it's not that I haven't been watching. I just watch from afar. That's just why I haven't been on a lot often, because it's like to talk about them, it's so rare for me to say there's no consistency. Like there's no, again, your best player has shown up the last 2 weeks, as you said. And unfortunately, the record is not improving. It's either 500 or it's one game less than 500. So you don't really know what you're gonna get.
I think what you said earlier is like when they ship somebody, you get tired or you work the same place for too long. This team is tired of each other. Between the undrafted players who can't hit shots, between the players who I think this team, and I think they're gonna come to a resolution by the draft night or by free agency. This team is gonna, for better or worse, look way differently next year. But I think it's going to get to the end of the season. I just don't know what to do. Like Kevin Love came, he had the rebounding, but now the defensive rating is
under 30% from three, though. Like if there's anything that we could have counted on from K Love was at least be a more better consistent 3-point shooter.
Right.
That hasn't been the case. And then you ask him to rebound and stuff, and he does that a little bit, but what difference hasn't made any impact?
No, not really. The only thing he has helped is it's helped Caleb actually do more than shoot threes. Because when Caleb plays at the bench, now he does, like his percentage was like, he was shooting most of his shots, 41% of his shots from the three. Now he goes to the bench, it's down to 30%. So he's driving more, he's doing mid-range more. So, but again, he's still like, he shouldn't be, players are playing outside of their roles. You sign someone to be a third, a fifth guy, and they're playing like a second guy. Like everyone on this team outside of the big two, because Jimmy and Bam are playing above their ceiling. And of course, it was nice. It was a nice story last year, the most undrafted players ever. But now a second year, it's a reason why they were undrafted. There's a reason why they, where they're making minimum salaries. It's being shown now. So it's sad. And they said Kevin Love was like, hey, finally a drafted player. But again, we have 2 to 3 weeks left of the season. I do not see them not making the play-in just because the Nets look so good. The Nets are like a 2.5 game lead, and I think the tiebreaker, will get the tiebreaker. But I don't see them not making the playoffs just because they're going to probably put the Hawks in the play-in and they own the Hawks. But it's just miserable to see it. Jimmy has probably his best season ever, and they're going to limp into the playoffs.
Yeah, but then also, like, we're already in March, right? Like, playoff basketball is what?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And normally a team has to start playing well now. Like it's not tomorrow, it's not next week. It's like right now is when a team knows who their starting five is, who's going to be coming off the bench in situational basketball after the first quarter, when subs come in, who you're going to be trying to be. And this team, in all retro, there hasn't been a set of an identity. And that is so hard as a Heat fan to come which is again the reason why I haven't appeared much on any of the Heat stuff, because it's so odd. It's so, you know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for joining us. This will be a short pregame because apparently our 5-4 decided not to. I don't know where anybody's at. I think Ethan's going to the game though.
Yeah, Brady and Ethan are the game. Yeah,
and of course, just follow Brady Hawk. He'll have your stuff within the game, after the game, and his post stuff after the game. So let's get through some comments over here real quick. Mac for Better Tomorrow says, "Why doesn't Spo play Highsmith anymore? Bam and Caleb need some defensive help." I mean, this is a question I think we've been asking ourselves for more than 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's just
like, I don't know if they have. If they're just, I think by the end of the season, he'll give up on Love and stop playing Highsmith more. I actually think that we'll see Highsmith more in the playoffs than Love, to be honest.
Yeah, but why not get him into some type of rhythm? Well, you're not asking him, but you want that type of player to get more of a confidence thing going, right? I mean, it's NBA, well, preseason anymore. But again, this is why I'm not NBA coach.
Yeah, we don't get paid the big bucks.
You know, I mean, the same questions, and it's like, and then I think them keep asking us too: is Jovic ever going to see? I don't think we're going to see Jovic again. It was a one-time thing in the beginning.
I don't think so. He's going to stay G-League for the whole season.
Yeah, he's going to stay down there. He's going to develop. Again, though, this expectation season was, yes, we want a deep playoff run, but at least a second round opportunity, a second round appearance. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening or occurring at all. And as a Heat fan, that is extremely disheartening, because when's the last time that happened? I think it was with Wade when we played the Raptors or something, and we lost in Game 7.
That had to be in 2015.
Oh, against the Bucks, or I don't know who it was.
You're right. It was the Raptors. It was like 2015.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was the Raptors where we pushed them to Game 7. It's just, it's unknown territory. It's unknown territory, and it is what it is. Let's see any more comments over here. I think I saw one. Here we go again. Mac, can Bam get 2/great games in a row before the end of the season? I mean, let's ask the same thing about Tyler though. Like, let's go ahead and put them both in there, because we know Jimmy's been doing it the last 2 weeks. So, you know,
if you just said Bam was great before, it was like Bam was up.
Yeah, like it's like Bam reached the ceiling and nobody else was there, and now Butler is hitting the ceiling, and Bam has been like, okay, this team, man, listen.
So who do you actually think going to win tonight? Let's just throw it out there. Who do you think wins tonight?
Yeah, I have no idea. Let's go to this comment here by Michael. I don't want to be the one pushing for optimism, but like me, do y'all think a matchup with the Celtics and Sixers was worthy? I do like our matchup against Philly. I think we could all agree that the Philly matchup for us, we can definitely win that series. Now, Boston, can Tatum and Brown all of a sudden get hot?
Well, they have not defended the perimeter great the last 3 weeks though.
Okay.
Yeah, the Celtics are playing. They've looked like pre-run last year. Celtics like Tatum is starting off slow. Marcus Smart can't guard me. Like, it's really bad. Marcus Smart said this morning he has not been playing good defense, but it's because of his injuries.
Yeah, but again, if you was to say Butler and Hero and Bam, and you put them up against Tatum, Brown, and who else can you put on Celtics? Smart.
Or Brogdon or White.
Or Brogdon. I'm going to be honest with you. The way that we've been not consistent, like, those guys can get hot and average 25 plus a game. I can't say the same thing for Hero and Bam. Butler might be able to do it, and Bam might have two good games or 3 good games, but Hero is going to be 1 out of 3. Like, that series is not going 7 if that happens. Right. That's why for me, our better matchup is against Philly. Like, there can't be no there's no questions about that. Let me bring up our last sponsor here, guys. PrizePicks.com. I know, listen, 5 Reasons Sports has always talked about PrizePicks as your promo code 5. You put on $100, they'll give you $100 to match. I sincerely apologize. I don't have anything on the Heat. I don't do anything anymore with the Heat. I think Bam and Hero have disappointed me already enough this season. I am not going to be betting anything. Maybe if Ja was playing the game, I will hit the over, obviously.
I'll definitely take the overs on any. If you're playing guys, I'll take all the overs on Tyus Jones. Whatever it's for Tyus Jones, take the overs, because he's gonna do some bad things to get Vincent tonight.
Okay, all right, guys, you've heard it from Timothy here first. PrizePicks.com. Use promo code 5. hit the over on Jones. Everything, whatever it has there on Price Picks, rebounds, minutes, points, sweats, how many Gatorade squinches. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you put Jones for all that. Tim, we're only going to be here for another couple of minutes. Let's see. Couple more comments here. Tiff L. I think since last year in the playoffs, our scoring dropped this year. I hope it's the opposite behind the playoffs. Listen, I think we all want that, Tiff, but again, you can't just go in the playoffs cold.
It won't just happen.
Yeah, exactly. You got to start somewhere. And, I think Ethan said it best before this homestand. Now it's the playoffs for the Miami Heat. You got to go on a run. And this team is like up and down, up and down. Bam's here, and now Bam is here, and now Butler's here, and the whole team is this.
And Hero has just been
on a roller coaster, dude. Yeah. Like, listen, I'm trying to think of a roller coaster in Walt Disney or something that goes like this.
The hug, the incredible hug.
Yes, exactly. The incredible goes up and down, and all of a sudden you're thinking to yourself, okay, then you had a good game. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, that Knicks game was so demoralizing. I'm going to be honest with you. That Knicks game took a lot out of me.
Right. Yeah, that was
game. I think it took a lot out of Heat fans because it still bugs the crap out of me.
The Jazz game. Hero was 4 for 15 for the whole game, but he hit the big three. Like, oh my, it's maddening. It's maddening.
Yeah, it's bad. A couple more comments here before we close. Caleb need to come off the bench or the 6 man. I think that's nothing new, bro. All right, Tim. I'm gonna close this.
Thank you so much for helping us on this. We were like the Heat with only one man playing.
Yeah, listen though, we did 15 minutes. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you hit Mark Brown for all your law firm needs. Let me give out the number again. It's 954-287-3642. Great Heat fan, just like all of us. It's been a tough season. I'm not gonna lie. And also, please make sure to hit that Price Picks code 5. You put in $100, you get $100. And man, listen, we win tonight, that'll be 2 in a row, right?
Woo!
Right? Is it 2 or 3?
It'll be 2.
It'll be 2 in a row. Oh my God, we're talking about March 15th, Heat having 2 wins in a row, and oh my God, this is horrible. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I think for postgame, we're going Ethan and Greg and Alex will be potting. So whatever you use, Spotify, Apple, just keep hitting the refresh button. Tonight's postgame will be potted. Thank you so much for joining.